Have a look. All right, we're about ready to go. Hey, good morning, folks. How are we? For the Kiwis and the Aussies, good morning. For the US fellows, good evening. For everybody else in between, good night. You should be asleep.
Good morning from us. We're in Melbourne, Australia. I'm Ilana.
And I'm Sean, and we are the Downunder Cruisers.
So welcome, everybody.
Welcome on board. Now, I've seen a couple of people come on board. I just wanted to say hi to Cruising for Food. Juanita, I think I'll just stop at Juanita. It's more like a whole essay that you get out of Lolita Loca and the Ship Show. Vizzo, how you going, mate? Tammy at Life Adventures. Blaine, thank you very much for putting this together. Guys, when Blaine actually puts a video forward, I think he's going to be 500,000 subscribers before he even starts. Welcome, Kathy Mills, Sunsets. Josh Odom, how you doing, buddy? Anthony Simone, Debright, and welcome to Social Couplepreneur and Sean and Casey. How you doing, guys? And the Griswold family. So,
can I just say this is, Sean, really exciting for us. You might not be familiar with us. We're very new to this, the Downunder Cruisers. So I thought I might take the opportunity just to introduce ourselves and what we're doing here and why we're here and how we started. Just a quick personal introduction. I'm Ilana. I was actually a primary teacher for many years and now have a new lease on life with a whole different career. Nothing to do with travel, where we're not travel experts by any means. We don't work in the travel industry, but we went cruising not all that long ago and absolutely loved it and got hooked. So that's how we've ended up here. By the way, can I just say it's 7 a.m. here on Sunday morning. We're well stocked with our coffee to keep us going for the next hour. So excuse us while we have a sip. We have been up really early. As you can see, we've got all the lights on in the room, but it's actually still quite dark. We've had a bit of an Antarctica blast at the moment of cold weather. So it is quite cold and chilly and dark for 7 a.m. in Melbourne. So yes, we've got hooked on cruising. We actually honeymooned on our first cruise and fell in love with, I was going to say with each other, with the cruise. Sorry. And with each other.
Honey, we've been married how long?
Yeah, we've just had our anniversary. It was not our first. Anyway, so we actually went to New Zealand and for our first cruise and thought, well, let's try and grab our Aussies and New Zealanders as we love to travel. We're so far away. So we are really mad travellers, Aussies and New Zealanders, our Kiwi cousins across the ditch. And we just want to have a forum for people to share their experiences. And those of you who are experts, join us and help us understand more about the cruising world.
By the way, I'm just looking at Sel here. What are you saying here? Come to the US, stay with you before our cruise and a free cruise. I like that idea.
Thank you. Love it.
Well, yeah, okay. Come on down. Come join us.
And anyone who's been to Oz or wants to ask questions about Australia, please do.
Fire
We're happy
away.
to answer any of your either misconceptions or questions.
How you doing, Nurse Nancy? Watched a couple of your videos and, excuse me, I enjoy the banter we have. Us and more. Dwight, look, okay. So I know what it's like to have a haircut.
Sure.
Kathy Mills, welcome. Okay, so for us, as Ilana says, well, my background basically is I've been a jack of all trades, master of one. I'm a karate instructor. I got sick and tired of being bashed up. I went and joined an organization here called St. John Ambulance and learned how to put myself back together again. As a result, Ilana and I run a training organization. We teach first aid. So I had the idea that I'd go on board ship, and while we were on if the doctors on board needed extra help as first aiders, we would put our foot forward, but very quickly got on and had the first drink in my hand and thought, no, forget about it. I'm enjoying the fun life too much. So, yes. So I've done all sorts of things, sales and so forth, but I figured that it's the best teaching people how to save a life. And so that's what we do. We teach people how to save lives. And as a result, there we are. I bash them up and then fix them up. Yeah, right. Okay. Let's see. What does Nancy say there? This thing goes really quickly.
Karate instructor to first aid. Yeah, from one extreme to the other.
Yeah, okay.
Thanks, Whitney. Yes, we did get a good night's sleep first and got up early and got ourselves ready. Thanks for that.
Yes, Sal's coming on after us. What's that, Sal? Let's have a look. If we need any guidance with Carnival, thank you very much. Thank you very much. Looking forward to it. In actual fact, we've got some relations living in Florida, one in Boston and a couple of others around the country. Sean and Casey, it's always good to see you guys on your shows, and love the banter.
Yes, enjoy it very much.
I tell you what, Sean, you give Casey a good run for his money. Yep, sure do. And by the way, if I wonder if Two Traveling Tour are on, but Niels and Dwight, you guys, hey, whilst I feel sorry for you getting the daily whack, I mean, enjoy it. It's fun. You'll have lots of fun. Like that, Nancy, 23 acres of land. We wouldn't mind having just one little bit. In fact, half an acre would do us really nice. In fact, a quarter of an acre. In fact, yeah, no, I'll shut up. Yes, so that is who we are. We're just a bunch of average people. We're not travel agents by any means. As far as we're concerned, with this Mexican virus, we are. There's Andrew. Good on you, Andrew.
Morning, Andrew.
Well, good evening for him.
Evening for him, all the way in Manchester, England. Good to see you.
So with us, cruising has basically been totally shut down in Australia and New Zealand. If there's any Kiwis, let us know if you're on board. But yeah, cruising has basically been shut down.
Well, along with everything else at the moment.
Yeah.
We've been hit really hard.
Some of the states here are starting to open up. So here's a question. For the non-Aussies and the non-Kiwis, how many states does Australia have? Now, yes,
Do we know the answer?
All right, you can Google it up.
We'll have to count.
Okay, so there we go. Two Traveling Tour. How you going, guys? Niels and Kimberly. So a couple of the states have opened up, like the state of Queensland, and I think the state of Western Australia has opened up.
That's only internal borders. We're still pretty much restricted at the moment, where we are, as everyone else is, self-isolating, apart from essential services.
In actual fact, it's quite funny seeing police on the borders allowing people in and out. The only way you could travel into certain states was by having a permit. So, Nautical Nancy, your answer is 6. Well, I think you're wrong. I mean, I know you're wrong. Well, actually, if we included New Zealand, whoops, sorry.
Yes, we like to consider New Zealand one
of our states.
A state, yes.
But then New Zealand calls themselves the mainland, so yeah. Yes, no, 5 states and 2 territories.
Oh, who said that?
Me.
Okay, well done.
Good on you, Niels and Kimberly. Nice to see you. Okay, so yes, so 5 states and 2 territories. New Zealand, I believe, has its 2 islands, and I don't believe they treat them as states, I believe. And Kiwis, correct me if I'm wrong. Yeah, Blaine, you'd be right, 7 including New Zealand. Oops, I said it. Oops, I'm in trouble. New Zealand obviously is 6 states.
Six states.
See, I forgot Tasmania, just like you guys forget
Tassie,
Alaska. I forgot Tasmania. Sorry, you Taswegians. Forgive me. Okay, so just to fill Ilana in on everybody else in, and add to what Ilana said. Reason why we started our channel was originally when we were going on our first cruise, the Golden, we were just searching everywhere, and Sherry at Cruise Tips TV came on board, and we were quite interested in some of the stuff she was saying. And then she said a couple of others like Lalita Loca and Don from Don's Travel. And so we jumped on board and had a look at those. And then I was looking at Tony and Jenny at Lalita Loca, and I thought, I can do the same. I can create a channel exactly the same. So we jumped on and had a look, and Tony was bantering with other people, and we thought, well, there must be other people in the space. So we came on Don and listened to what Don had to say, been watching everybody else's videos, and so we jumped on that. And as we were doing that, we figured, you know what, there's a plethora of others out there. And so with that plethora, sorry, what was that?
Miss Nancy, yes, a kiwi is a New Zealander, thanks. And yes, not just a fruit.
It is a bird.
And a flightless bird, symbol of
New Zealand.
New Zealand.
Yep.
We can't say New Zealand all the time. So
and there's the reason why we have I go quiet with Kiwis in New Zealand is there's this big banter between New Zealand and Australia. Australia likes to think New Zealand is its eighth or seventh state. New Zealand doesn't want to have anything to do with us. They would rather they were the mainland and we were the third island. So so that's just a bit of fun on the side there. So as I was saying, we were watching all these other YouTubers doing stuff out there, and then figured, why not have a look? And then we came across Us and More and To Travel and Tour, and Blaine popped up in the middle of everything. And so we thought, well, hey, let's have a go. And so here we are. So we've been doing a number of videos together.
Is everything actually bigger in Australia? We have the big prawn, we've got the big banana, we've got the big pineapple.
We've got the big sheep.
We've got the big sheep. We love it, yes, things that are big, and celebrate by putting up huge models that you can actually go up. You can go into the big banana and into the big pineapple. So yes, everything is bigger.
Hey, D&G Explorers, nice to see you there.
Hi, Life Well Cruise, Tainana. Thanks for joining us.
Good on you, Ilana. Didn't see you there. This thing travels so quickly. Yeah, it's great to see. So, yes, so basically what we're looking at here is an opportunity for us to grow with everybody, learn more about what's going on in the world of cruising, and, oh boy, 83 subscribers. Pick it up. Let's see. Our goal today, folks, is to see if we can get 150 subscribers on board on our channel. We've got 83, so let's keep on running. How many have we got in the chat? We've got 63 according to our thing here. Hit the like button, guys. Hit the like button.
Please do.
Most awesome thing. Let me see. What did Griswold say? Most awesome thing about Australia, from what you know, is the wildlife. Yeah. I'd love to go there for that. Yeah, Griswold family, some of the wildlife. No.
Apart from the spiders, the crocodiles, the snakes, the sharks.
Yes, Australia's got, of the 7 most deadliest snakes, of the 10 most deadliest snakes, we've got 7 of them. The koalas are cute.
Well, up to a point. They look cute and cuddly. They're actually quite. I hate to put a kibosh on them. They are beautiful, cute and cuddly. They're actually very smelly and can be a little bit bad-tempered.
Sean and Casey, the recovery is going extremely well.
Well, until this virus has hit, I feel really sorry for those who have been affected by the fires, because now they have to battle lack of livelihood on top of the fires. So tough. It's tough, but us Aussies bounce back. We're pretty resilient people, and
much like most people around the world, we're all pretty resilient. Just looking at a couple there, Debbie Emmanuel, thank you for subscribing, and there were a couple of others there that I saw that just raced through. Guys, if I don't mention your name, please, I'm sorry. This chat is just going through really quickly.
Yes, Australian Open tennis. Yay, a tennis fan.
Thank you.
It's one of the best tournaments in the world.
Yep.
One of the best Grand Slams.
We do want to know how much we appreciate you. Thank you, guys. It's not hard to support people who are like-minded. I must say, Niels, for your info, as an ex-South African, may I say, we generally, when we talk about a Dutchman, it's not when South Africans look at Dutchman as being a bit of a derogatory term, because the Afrikaners, we would call them Dutchmen as a kind of like an insult. I'm not insulting you. I appreciate everything you do, but just as a bit of background, when you first said I'm a Dutchman, I know you're proud of it, but I had a bit of a snicker to myself, and that was the reason why I had a bit of a snicker.
Sean and Casey, have you cruised anywhere besides Australian port? Well, we've only cruised out of Australia. We're actually quite limited down here, really, in terms of what's available from our local ports. It's usually either circumnavigation of Australia, New Zealand. We have been to the South Pacific out of Sydney. That was pretty amazing. And believe it or not, I was born and bred in Australia. Haven't lived here all my life, though. Have spent a few years in different various places. But was actually my first time in Sydney, and that was only 2 years ago, and sailing on the harbour out on the Sun Princess under the harbour bridge and past the Opera House was just amazing. So we went to Fiji, Vanuatu and New Caledonia. I grew up in Fiji. I spent my childhood in Fiji, and it was a fabulous opportunity to take Sean there and have a look at my childhood home and the school and meet the beautiful Fijian people. So that's what we've done. I've actually have sailed from Haifa, Israel, through the Greek islands to Greece, and then I took the ferry, a ferry across to Italy, to Brindisi. I don't think I'd call that a cruise. That was in sort of early backpacking days in my early 20s. That was a bit of an experience, but anyway, that's for another time, another life.
Thanks for that, Niels. I get it. Now, Vizzo, are you causing trouble again? Hi. I'm watching everybody else tell you to shut up, and I'm wondering what you intended by that. Whew. Just wait until you're on. Just wait until you're on. Yes, so it's an amazing thing, this cruising group. I haven't seen people connect as quickly as I have with watching the banter going on between different people. Just as a matter of interest, of all those on screen at the moment, where's everybody from? Let's just have a look. I know we've got people from Manchester on board. We've got
from Canada,
Canadians. Hey, Papa Mozo, how are you, Papa? Hope Mama's taking care of you. Yes. So, where's everybody from? Let's have a look. Oh yeah, do us a favor, folks. Hit the like button. Hit the likes and subscribe if you haven't already subscribed. We want to hit our goal of 150, if we can, of subscribers.
Wow, people from all over the place, particularly in the
Buffalo,
States.
Yeah, yep, that's good.
Forgive me, my knowledge of American geography is not fabulous. I've got a fair idea of where things are. But
thank you, Papa, for
really
subscribing.
Specifically. Alabama.
Yep.
Maine. I'd love to go to Maine for the seafood, I believe. You've got best crab lobsters. Is that true?
Portland, Maine. Beautiful.
Fabulous.
Okay, so it doesn't look like there's any Kiwis on board.
So, Sean, what
Yes.
was it about cruising that hooked you?
Sitting on that ship, drinking whatever I wanted to drink, eating whatever I wanted to. Eating
Lobster.
lobster.
Mm.
Spending time with you.
Thanks.
Yeah. Watching the shows, not having to do anything, having everything done for us. Kiwis are not still asleep. Kiwis are 3 hours ahead of us. Visa, get your geography right, my friend. It's the South Africans that are asleep. Yes, so that.
Thanks, Angie Pangie.
What was that? Oh, good on you. And basically it's the freedom just to look out at the ocean and know that there's other places around the world. What a way to travel. What a way to do things, you know?
And I'm just looking here about football now. What do you call football? To us is something very different. Are you talking about when you refer to football? Is that American football? Is that what we would consider to be soccer? We have possibly a very different idea of football. We have Australian rules football. Some of you might have seen it on TV.
Social couplepreneur, you've got family in South Africa. Which part of South Africa? It's a
American football.
It's a very interesting country,
baseball?
South Africa. American football, yep. Thanks, DNG.
I love Australian football. That's interesting. Been watching it on TV.
Australian football, that's aerial ping pong, guys. I play rugby, or played in the past, rugby union. Australian
That's
rules.
South African for you.
Yeah. I get on really well with Kiwis for that reason because I pick the right code.
That's a tough.
Yeah. Oh, Peter Maritzburg.
Yep.
Been there.
No, we are in the future. I was actually thinking about that just yesterday. The fact that we will be talking from the next, basically, yes, from Sunday. No, unfortunately, let me see lotto numbers.
Yeah, no, we can't do that one. But let's have
wish it did work that way.
Yes, folks, you will have an awesome day. Hang on, let me just, yes, and the sun will be shining and
maybe not our way.
Yeah, right. Yeah, we're currently suffering on about 14 degrees Celsius. I don't know what that is in Fahrenheit.
That's cold for us for this time of the year, even though it's autumn. This is unusually, the past 5 days have been wet, windy and pretty miserable.
91 subs. Well, that's good news if that's the case. I'll have a look. Just do a refresh.
That's great.
Yeah, more the merrier.
Oh, someone's asked, how did we meet? Oh, that's an interesting question.
Go ahead.
I don't know why I'm laughing. It's not a funny story, but anyway. A friend rang me up one day and said, I've got a man that you might be interested in meeting. You've got something in common. You're both teachers, which we were at the time. Sean being a karate teacher and me being a primary teacher. So you've got something in common. He's from South Africa. well, I thought that's immediately, well, okay. Are you interested in meeting him? Can I give him your phone number? I thought about it, and yeah. At that stage, I wasn't really that interested in meeting anybody, but I thought, no, I'll give it a go. And about within 10 minutes, Sean had rung, and we just, from the word go, we just hit it off on the phone. And really, pretty much almost from that day, we've been inseparable.
Yeah, we even work together.
I know, God. It's enough that we have to live together. We see each other 24 hours a day. Can you believe it? And yet we're sitting here side by side. Oh.
Smiling.
Gritting my teeth. No.
Yeah. I was just going to say, guys, late to the fun. I love your name, your channel name. I just think that being late to the fun is not always the fun, but at least you made it to the fun. So keep on going. Keep on going. Let's have a look. Who else has got a comment there?
No, I'm ready to kill him. We haven't quite killed each other yet. Luckily, we're not actually self-isolating at home because we are going out to work. Our office is actually very close to where we live. We basically get up, roll out of bed, get dressed and go out the front door and cross the road slightly diagonally across the road, and there we are at our training centre. So at least we're out of the house.
Beats the traffic. Thank you, Ilana. Yes, it is a sweet story. I've had 3 bites at the cherry, and I can tell you, quite honestly, this is the best wife I've ever had.
Sure, thanks. It'll be your last one.
Yeah, well, she's got the pillow ready. Oh boy. Let's have a look. Just trying to see. Okay, so yes. So next step. Where's our next cruise? Well, for us, our next cruise is hopefully, if everything goes according to plan, 28th of December, we'll be cruising out of Sydney, going to the South Pacific, and cruising on the Regal,
which we're really, really, really looking forward to. We're remaining optimistic at this stage that cruises will go ahead. Our Prime Minister is telling us possibly that our borders will be closed to international travel, possibly right through till the end of the year. So we'll see what happens. So at the moment, I think with cruising, it's a wait and see. No one knows what's going on really at this stage. Can't be 100%.
Sean, you've read my mind. You've read my mind there. No.
Sean, I'm going to put this Sean in a position and possibly putting a few men to shame, but he declares many, many times a day his love, which is really amazing. He really is. He's very romantic and very sweet and caring. And I'm not saying that in a patronising or condescending way. He really is.
No, truth of the matter is, Andrew, I'll get to your question in a minute. I'll just put it up there so I remember. Truth of the matter is, having been through several marriages, and you get to one that you finally click with the person and everything works according to plan, it's not hard to support and be happy and say the things I say, because I come from a family that's very close, and my father tells my mother 25 minutes of every hour that he loves her. And
they still walk and hold hands and they're in their 80s. God bless them. It's beautiful.
It's what I've seen and it's what I've wanted to do. So the sort of relationships I wanted to have. So
all right, no more mush now. We're through with the mush. Let's get on with it. Okay.
Variation of the cost of the cruise we've experienced. Basically, they've been about the same rate. So Melbourne, New Zealand was about just under $2,000 per person. And
that's what we're talking Aussie dollars, of course.
Aussie dollars. And Sydney to the South Pacific, it was about $2,500, close to $3,000. So not much variation. Time frame is the New Zealand trip was
15 days.
13 days, and the South Pacific was about 15. So great trips. And Americans, you guys need to actually come down here and have a look, because there's so much to see down south, down in our area in Oceania.
I know it's a long way to come, and I know for those, there are lots of people who don't like flying, especially long haul. And yes, it is a really, really, really long haul. But once you're here, you make the most of it, and you don't come down here for 10 days. You really need to spend a whole lot of time here once you're here.
Midlife, I couldn't agree more. You know, you're with your partner all your life, and at the end of the day, if your partner doesn't know that they are respected, then what's the purpose of the relationship? So no, I don't take Ilana for granted at all. I appreciate every minute I've got with her, because I know life is so short. Yeah, good point. Ask some more. $12.84 US. So you did the conversion for us. Thanks.
Thank you. We've had Americans recently come here, and they said that they think Australia is very expensive, which was interesting, because we don't know whether we think it is. It's probably just our cost of living is pretty high.
Yeah. Sean and Casey, don't make it your bucket list. Get it off the bucket. Come down. Have a look.
Sydney? Go to the outback, the Red Mountains.
The Uluru you're talking about.
Are you talking about, Ayers Rock,
Ayers
Uluru?
Rock, yeah.
Because we have the Blue Mountains just out of Sydney, which are spectacular.
Yeah.
Yes, the outback is very red, dusty, but really interesting.
Good on you, Niels. Kick them. Come on, guys. Let's get some more.
What's the best thing to do to get into, or what do you recommend when visiting Australia? Okay, so you've got really diverse scenery and geography, from the sea to the red centre, through the Barrier Reef. We've got beautiful rainforests. Sydney is a must-see. Now, yes, we're from Melbourne. Melbourne has a very different culture. Melbourne's very colonial. We have a very strong food. If you're into food, it's a foodie's paradise. We have the best coffee in the world. And as Melburnians, we're very proud to say that, and we really do believe it. We have a very strong coffee culture, beautiful cappuccinos and lattes, food, fabulous food. We have trams. We have places to visit where you can see with wildlife sanctuaries. We have forests that you can go up and visit and hear the lyrebirds, and animal sanctuaries and penguins. Sydney is the harbour, really.
Hey, Whitney.
Really spectacular.
Nice to see you.
Outback, go to Uluru, get a taste of our native, our Aboriginal culture, our Koori culture. The Bungles are really interesting. Barrier Reef. Anyway, yes.
Sean and Casey was asking best time of the year to come. What do you reckon? Summer. Okay, summer can get quite hot. Hot. From about December through to about March, early March, we can get temperatures of 30 odd degrees over. So looking at looking at the high 80s and 90s.
It's just each summer's getting hotter and hotter. We've actually been having record topping temperatures, particularly this past summer, and which didn't help our bushfires, where we've had, consecutive days of 40 plus degrees.
So my suggestion would be really
March is a nice time.
March is a nice time.
Pleasant.
March, April, just when we're heading in towards winter. Our autumns, or fall as you call it, are actually quite mild.
Or even November, sort of late spring, just moving into summer. But we have tropical weather too up north, far north Queensland. Darwin is tropical, so you'll get, we've got the wet season.
That sounds like this sounds like a Neil's question. Neil's the forest, some of the forests, especially down in Victoria where we are, they are actually quite exquisite. There's an area around us called the Sherbrooke Forests, which is just outside of Melbourne, and there's an absolute fantastic view of the city of Melbourne from Sherbrooke Forest, and also out towards the Port Phillip Bay, which is a little bit of where our harbour is in Melbourne. Sydney, if you go around Sydney, just go to Taronga Zoo. You're walking through the zoo, and the animals have the most exquisite view of Sydney.
Have a look, yeah.
It's got to be absolutely incredible. If you guys go onto a webcam, there's a webcam called I think it's Sydney Webcam, and it's a view actually from Taronga Zoo, looking at the Sydney Harbour Bridge and a place called Circular Quay, which is where all the main all their ferries port, but also if you're on any of the large cruise liners, that's where they all come in to dock, and it's actually got quite an exquisite view. You can have a look there and see. National parks, Griswolds. There are Australia is one big fat national park. So, for example, there are about 5 or 6 good national parks around Melbourne where we are. There's others around Sydney. Some of the views, there are quite a number, and they are actually quite exquisite in their own way. If you do get the opportunity, there is a national park. It's called the Great Ocean Road. It was when the diggers, so a couple of weeks ago we spoke about, I spoke about Anzac Day when I was on the chat with you guys. Anzac stands for Australian New Zealand Army Corps. So it was all our soldiers that came out of the First and Second World War, and anybody now who's part of the armed forces. And so the reason why I'm going down this history plan for you is when the returning soldiers came back, the government at the time thought they'd put these soldiers to work. And so what they did was they built this road called the Great Ocean Road, which goes from a place just outside of Melbourne called Geelong. It's a city, and they built this road going up along the coast.
And it passes through all the surf towns. And up into South Australia, and that's really spectacular.
And it's a national park, but it is also a memorial. So that's just in answer to that question there. Okay, so you're saying our anniversary in March is absolutely. Come on down. But what I'm going to suggest to you guys is if you're going to come down, you're not going to come down for 5 minutes. Stay a month if you can. You can do 2 back-to-back cruises, or have a look around the country and then do a cruise from there. You'll enjoy it. It's absolutely incredible.
If you're into wine too, we've got fabulous wineries as well.
Yep. Whitney, yes, you probably could get some decent prices. Right now, you can get some really good prices because no planes are flying. No, I'm joking. Yes. Okay. Sean and Casey, besides snakes, what other dangerous animals and insects do we need to be aware of?
Just the people.
Yeah.
We bark, but we don't bite.
Yeah. And trust me, we wouldn't let you roam around free and easy. We do have some spiders that are there. Not the redback. The redback's actually quite mild, and it's small.
The funnel web.
The funnel web spider is one that we need to worry about. Oh yeah, in the Northern Territory, don't go in the ocean there. They've got
crocodiles for one.
Well, crocs, and also they've got stingers, the box jellyfish, that can kill you. And then there's also the blue-ringed octopus, which looks beautiful. Please do not pick it up. It will kill you. I think that's about it.
Yeah, kangaroos are gorgeous. Don't make them mad. Yeah, they are pretty tough and strong. But if you go to a sanctuary, they're used to people patting them and feeding them.
Yep. And they're also very nice to eat too.
And you need to meet a wombat too.
Yeah.
Wombats are beautiful.
Hey, Rama. Yep.
Ramar, hello, good morning. I could say good morning, sorry.
Good evening.
Good evening over there. It is currently 7:39 a.m. here, Sunday morning in Melbourne, Australia.
Yep.
So thanks for joining us, Aussies, for those who got up early.
Yep. Okay. So, yes. So, great place.
Human repellent spray, yes.
Yeah. All right, I'm leaving.
Good on you. Someone's looked at did you look at the Sydney Harbour webcam?
Yep.
Fantastic.
Whitney would be most scared of the kangaroo encounter. Yeah, they can fight, but they're great. They're amazing. They're amazing.
Where did you get a chance to hold a joey, a baby kangaroo?
Who said that?
ISO's Travel.
Oh, ISO. Okay. These are
interesting. What food do you suggest for us to try out in Australia? Wow.
Kangaroo.
You have a kangaroo steak. I know we're just talking about how lovely and cuddly and beautiful kangaroos are, but that they are actually a very lean meat.
Yes, plain squirrel dumplings.
Squirrel dumplings. Wrong country, mate.
Yeah, that's right. Don't have squirrels here. We've got possums. Yeah, no, possum stew's good.
Okay.
Yeah, right. Okay. Yeah. Okay, Sean and KC.
So, well, the meat pie is a very Aussie dish to have.
Local beers. There are so many breweries here, KC. You and I would just get fully, I won't say the word sick, but we could just go nuts on all the alcohol that's available here. You guys might have heard of Bundaberg rum. That's an Australian drink. There's a place called Bundaberg where there's lots of
Queensland.
Yeah, where there's lots of sugar cane, and they actually make rum. Some of the local beers we've got. One here called 4X. Then there's Tooheys. You guys would be familiar with Foster's. Foster's is not that much of an Aussie beer anymore. You guys have taken it away from us. So there's a whole host. One I like is Jim Bogue's. That comes from out of Tasmania. Water's beautiful there. So, yep, there's lots of nice stuff to pick on and choose and drink.
Koala dumplings, maybe.
Yeah,
maybe.
Yeah, that's okay. Let's go with the koala dumplings. Koala stew.
No, I don't think we'd eat a koala. We hate to tell you this, but they do suffer.
Yeah.
Good news about our animals.
Chlamydia.
Koalas actually have a bit of a chlamydia plague. So I don't know whether we'd be going around eating koalas. Yeah, not very pleasant. And our Tasmanian devils have facial tumours. So I don't know how long we're going to have our precious animals for, with bushfires decimating them and diseases.
Yeah.
Anyway.
Yeah. So
sorry, that's a bit of a downer.
Yeah, no. So all good. Yes, good old Australia. Love the place. Being ex-South African, I can tell you this is the best country in the world. I know you Americans say that the US is the best country in the world, but I welcome happy cruising. Yes, but Australia has been a place that has accepted us no problem. It accepts virtually everybody. I can tell you it's an awesome place, and I'm happy to be here. Thank you, Sean and Casey. Sean and Casey said they appreciate our honesty. Good to know about the country. Yeah, it's great.
Yes, we've been to Bondi Beach, and it is as spectacular as it looks. If you watch Bondi Rescue over there, I don't know, do you get Bondi Rescue? Beautiful beach.
Yeah, guys, if any of you are creators, do the hashtag creator. We like to spread the word as much as everybody else likes to spread the word for us.
Hi there, Spikers.
Hey,
Crazy
Spikers.
Adventures.
How you going, guys? Good to see you on board. Love your stuff. Really do. I like all your stuff. Everybody, you're all great.
We love to be educational. That's
great
good to know.
educator.
We love to talk about our country.
Yeah. So, any questions from you guys? Anything that you really want to know? Hang on, what was that about Blaine and chlamydia? Oops, sorry.
Yeah, so
Love that. Yeah.
want to see a Tasmanian devil. Yeah, they're interesting creatures.
Yeah, that's right, Asamoah. Well done. That's got to be fun. Yep. Folks, we've got, in 15 minutes, we've got Sal coming on, and looking forward to seeing what Sal's got. We might just continue having breakfast while we're watching Sal and communicating with you guys. But yes, haven't these guys been amazing? Well, I know we watched Ship Life earlier on, and we went to bed just as Life Adventures was getting started. So yeah, so haven't these guys been awesome? Thumbs up for all the people that have gone before us.
This has been an amazing cruisathon, and we are learning so much because, as we've said, we are not experts by any means.
Thank you for that, Wanda. I know that all the guys give you a full-blown name, not only your full name, but every other extra word they can think of by putting in there. Yes, so I'll just call you Wanda if that's okay with you.
That's a good question. What are countries that we want to visit on our respective bucket lists?
Caribbean.
The
US.
Yeah.
Israel for me.
I've done a bit more travel than Sean has, but definitely Canada and Alaska.
Oh, yeah. Alaska.
Apart from the cold, Sean's not great in the cold weather.
Nope.
But when you go to Alaska, probably, I don't know, what is the best time to go to Alaska? I must see, and I really want to see orcas and whales. Well, orcas are whales, duh. But specifically orcas, they're my favourite. I think they are so magnificent. So what would be a good time?
Thank you, Wanda.
Good time to go to Alaska and see bears and orcas. Friends in Penrith, west of Sydney, yes. Where are you guys from? We're from Melbourne, down in the southeast, capital of Victoria. Cruise as well. Oh, okay, yep. Royal has a 19-day cruise from Hawaii. Beautiful Bora Bora, Tahiti, Papeete, fabulous. Stops. New Zealand is a spectacular place if you've got the opportunity.
Yeah, you guys got to go to see New Zealand.
It is stunning.
Absolutely.
And the people there are fab. You have to battle a very strange accent of theirs. I don't know whether you consider our accent.
Okay.
You're the ones who've got an accent. We don't consider ourselves
Correct.
having an accent. The New Zealand accent is different.
Yeah. So the Kiwis will have dinner at 6.
And they'll have fish and chips.
Yeah. And we call it the land of the great white cloud because they've got so many sheep. Yeah, in actual fact,
that white cloud.
In actual fact, they've got more sheep than they've got grass. No,
more people.
People, yeah, definitely more people.
We won't make any sheep jokes. Sorry.
No,
yes.
It's pretty sheepy. I'm wearing the. Whoops, wrong side. I'm wearing the Savu Savu T-shirt from Fiji because we visited. Ilana did grow up and spend some time in Fiji, and we had a nostalgic trip there. But New Zealand has a place called Wellington is the capital. Wellington is known as the windy city,
and it sure is very steep. If you've similar to San Francisco in that it's very hilly, and the homes are built onto the sides of the hills and have little funiculars to take you up. A lot of the homes, if you've got your shopping and don't want to walk up 2,000 steps to your front door.
Yep.
Really interesting. And lots of adventure things to do if you're into bungee jumping and whitewater rafting and big swings across canyons and all that sort of thing. That's New Zealand for you, and sort of jet boats down the river. Adventure. It's
really very beautiful. New Zealand is one of those countries that it doesn't take you much to see variation. So from 1 minute you can have, say, sulfur pools and geysers, hot water geysers, water spouts, to mountainous area and skiing. And one of the best views that I remember when we did our cruise there was going through the Milford Sound.
The sounds.
That has got to be awesome.
Fiordland.
Absolutely
stunning.
awesome.
You're going at about 5 a.m. in the morning and it's quiet and there are dolphins, and if you're lucky, you might see a whale.
Yep.
Apparently there was one, but didn't see it.
No.
Too busy looking the other way, probably. Just when I want to see something on my bucket list, of course I don't.
Good on you, Malcolm.
Checking in for a while from Christchurch. There we go. We've got a Kiwi. Hi there.
Christchurch.
Hi there, Christchurch.
I was talking to Malcolm the other day and asking about Christchurch. I don't know if the rest of you know, but Christchurch was affected by an earthquake, and one part of it was decimated. Absolutely beautiful country around there. Christchurch is South Island, is it? From memory, Malcolm, South Island.
And that's from Akaroa.
Yeah, get it from Akaroa.
Akaroa, beautiful.
Yeah.
Get to Christchurch.
Absolutely stunning. Well, guys, 10 minutes to go, and looking forward to Sal's discussion. So if Sal is off, yay, we hit the 100. Woohoo!
Well
if we can get another 50, I'd be happy. But hey, I'm appreciative of the 100. We will keep on growing.
What sports games are Australian known? Yes, cricket is cricket and Australian rules football are pretty much our main sporting codes. Rugby, yeah.
Rugby union is a big thing, particularly in the northern states.
Tennis.
Yep.
We're not quite the tennis country that we used to be back in the day, but yeah, tennis is pretty big. Yeah, cricket, rugby.
Oh, good on you, Malcolm. Thank you for that. Malcolm said Akaroa is 90 minutes away from Christchurch.
Yeah, and Akaroa is stunning. It's a little French village in the most stunning scenery.
Thanks, folks. Yes, 100. Right, let's keep on trucking.
Wonderful. Thank you so much. It's amazing.
So,
Essendon Bomber fan.
Oh, you're kidding, Malcolm.
Oh,
give me a break.
I'm follow the blues, Carlton. Sorry, Essendon.
Oh, Malcolm, I expected more out of you. Being a Kiwi, I expected more out of you.
No Formula One this year, and probably Australian Open. Well, that's later in the year, but we can't see that happening because if our borders are going to still be closed, no, we're not going to get. We've got no football season this year. They did allow the rugby, the New Zealanders to come in.
Yeah,
they have to spend 14 days in quarantine first.
The rugby league, they are starting. They've brought the Kiwi players in, and they've got them in an area quarantined, and they're practicing there. And so,
I've umpired on Princess Park. Also, you know all about Carlton. Yeah.
Okay.
We won't talk about football.
Yeah, no, swear word.
Not Aussie rules.
Pick the right code.
I'm a rougher fan. Okay.
Pick the right code.
You did have to ask a sports question. Well,
yeah, you
don't
did.
Expect anything
you did, but that would have had to have been KC. Absolutely, it would have had to have been KC who brought that up. Only reason why I know is every time KC talks, he brings up the American football. So,
how did the quarantine affect you guys? Well, personally, not so much us personally. We're lucky that our work continues, that we have been able to work. It has affected our numbers coming through the door as first aid training. It's very hands-on, so we've had to be aware of social distancing and adjust courses so that we're not touching and sort of do a bit more simulated activities and a lot of online work beforehand. Retail's closed, so just supermarkets are open. It's very quiet. It's sort of a little bit surreal because it's very quiet outside. You see people walking, but people have been hit very hard. Unemployment.
Oh yeah.
You know, and our economy will take a huge, as most, not just us, I mean, it's everywhere, is going to take a huge hit. But as I said before, we are resilient people. We will make it through the other side. Whenever that is,
yep,
we stay positive and optimistic. That's all we can do.
That's it.
Just strange and challenging times, but it's actually been an interesting activity. I think it's been wonderful how people are coming together, and certainly seeing creative people on YouTube
helps out a lot, you know.
Keeps us amused and occupied with parody songs, which I love personally. I think they're amazing, and people taking out, I don't know if you have it over there, when you take the rubbish bin out, you get dressed up as your outing for the week. As the joke is, our rubbish tin goes out more than we do. Yeah, bringing people together, absolutely.
I'm with you there, Malcolm. I'm with you there. I just want to go somewhere.
No traffic on the freeways in LA. Yeah, I've seen the traffic in LA. It's, that would be surreal.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes, Blaine, I fully agree with you. One good thing about this is that it does bring families together, and also brings people from all over the world together. It's great.
We do not get dressed up to take out our garbage. Oh gosh,
Yeah.
You should try it sometime.
Absolutely.
Get onto YouTube and Facebook and see what people are doing. It's hilarious.
Absolutely, Nurse Nancy. I agree with you there 100%.
Count our blessings, absolutely, and enjoy the cruise community. Well, we've done very little cruising talk, but that's okay. It's been lovely to introduce ourselves and get to know you and answer all your questions.
Debbie, Debbie asked the question, do we do many live shows? We do. We have a number of videos put out, and we're actually going to be putting out more and doing some more live streams. This is fun. 7 a.m. for us is not fun on a Sunday morning, but we will work around it and figure out a time that is a bit more suitable. And actually, I have to thank Blaine for putting this all together. Folks, he's done an amazing job in doing this second or third time in a row. So, folks, keep on supporting the cruising family. It's awesome to be together, and let's just stick together and hopefully within the next couple of months we'll be back cruising again.
And how amazing if we could meet people that have been talking to us today.
Oh, thank you for that, Niels.
Thank you.
Thank you. Sorry, Nielsen Kimberly.
This is all very new to us.
Thank you very much.
We really, really appreciate your comments.
Yeah, I'm humbled by your responses,
positive,
folks.
It makes us feel good to continue and do what we love to do.
So 3 minutes to go. Sal, let me see if I can get Sal's details. Has anybody got Sal's link? And just put it into the chat. That way we can we'll get onto his channel and have a look and support him as well, as much as you guys have supported us.
And we just say thanks to, there are people who have given us feedback leading up to today, this morning, and have been supporting us on their pages as well. So you know who you are, and we'll continue to do so. So thank you very, very much. And we really do enjoy watching your shows, your vlogs and your Facebook pages too. Especially
us and more, and the triple T's, To Travel and Tour. You guys are so funny. Just so funny. Enjoy it.
Can I just tell you a little secret? Sean looks like he's busy at his desk in between courses, but I have an ear out, and he's always got one of you guys on his laptop playing non-stop during the day.
So thanks for your company today, guys, and
it's time for us to go.
We'll catch up with you shortly.
Lovely spending the hour with you.
Have a great day.
Bye now.